Welcome to WandaVision Rewind. I'm Candace from the Geeky Waffle, and with me is...
I'm Arzu from the Geeky Waffle and RZD2.com.
And I'm Maggie from Twitter and Your Money Geek.
Lauren from the Galactic Podcast and Twitter.
Hi, I'm Norhol from Twitter.
Hi, I'm Charlie. I'm from Twitter and the Imperial Senate Podcast.
Okay. And today we're talking about the All-New Halloween Spooktacular, episode 6 of WandaVision. And instead of our usual rundown of the episode, I'm just going to ask our lovely panel a few questions about their interpretations of what happened in this episode, because so much happened. Like last episode, we're like, this happened and that happened, but it just like, we're getting to the end, guys, and I'm getting sad. But okay, my first question is, did we skip the 90s?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seems like it, right?
Yeah, because it was very Malcolm in the Middle. Did any of you guys watch that as a kid?
Yeah.
Yes.
The odd
Some
episode,
episodes,
yeah.
yes.
In the middle.
So, like, that intro was totally Malcolm in the Middle.
The kids with the camcorders causing mayhem. I mean, it was Malcolm in the Middle. Down to
Kids
T.
narrating, too.
Yeah, breaking the
Yeah,
fourth
that was
wall. Vision had some Bryan Cranston in there where he's like, yeah, I'm a burger or whatever it is, you know.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of, like, inconsistencies. Yes.
Normalized therapy, yes.
Because you have probably suppressed a lot of trauma. So, yes, therapy, everyone, please.
Especially Wanda.
Oh, my
So
God.
much.
So much.
And the Avengers should pay for it.
Hawkeye
Clint
should pay for it. Yes.
You had one job.
Okay, Charlie, Lauren, I hope you guys know this is an anti-Hawkeye show. We're super mad at him right now, and not just for the haircut.
I said in your guys' last chat, I don't mind the haircut. You can hate me for it, but I do.
I'm questioning your judgment on
I
everything
know.
now, Lauren.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Question, take my Marvel card away and all that.
I don't have a Marvel card, so you can have mine.
Oh, sweet, Maggie. All right, we'll trade.
We'll trade.
So there was a few things that made me think this was in the 2000s. Malcolm in the Middle, the advertising for The Incredibles, which came out in 2004, and the kids have Dance Dance Revolution, which didn't come to the States as a home version until 2001.
Right.
I did research on Dance Dance Revolution for you guys.
Very proud of
What
you. Very
made
proud
me
of
feel ancient this morning was watching that and realizing that I had that Dance Dance Revolution set in 2001, and I was just like, oh no, I'm antique.
It's like gone past
You're-
the point
you're
of going, oh, I
vintage.
vaguely nostalgically remember some of this, like the stuff from the 80s episode or whatever, and being like, I had that when I was like Billy and Tommy's age. And for a lot of the stuff, like I sort of had clothes like that. My brother had clothes like that. We had the game. So yeah, Maggie, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
too.
And was
PS2?
It was like Sierra Mist that they were chugging too. And
It
I
was Kane something. It was
But it-
Kane like
The off-brand Sierra Mist.
yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like Surge almost, like the Surge, you know. Remember
Oh, God,
Surge?
yes.
That was just full of sugar, and like I remember my parents did not want me to have it, which made me want it more.
Oh yeah.
I
And
didn't
like the
realise that.
camcorder that was just cool enough for the kids to take and run around with, because we definitely did that.
I didn't realize. I don't know if it was Tommy or Billy. He was wearing a Minecraft like headband.
I saw that too, and I was like,
Yeah. This could be one of those things where like the timeline's starting to slip a little bit.
Yeah, that's
that's
what
a
the
good
big
point.
theory is. When I put it on Twitter, it was like, hey, did we just skip the 90s? Did we go through this? But it's like, kind of maybe like Wanda is slipping a bit.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of NPCs to control, apparently.
so many.
Yeah, apparently. I didn't realize how big that town was until they really...
Until Vision did a little walk around.
Yeah,
Because
they
it,
did the whole
like
walk around.
they said, it was like
Walk
3,000
around.
people, right? But you don't really realize it because it's always the same core cast, like with any sitcom.
Oh, okay, so speaking of which, so it's the twins' first Halloween, even though they're technically 10. And Vision says he's going to do Neighborhood Watch. And they're super cute for a moment.
They're so cute.
They're so cute. But Maggie, Billy says, Mom and Dad have been not fighting, like different.
Different.
Where do you think Wanda and Vision are in their relationship right now?
It doesn't feel good.
Oh my god.
Marriage therapy. Therapy all around.
Hawkeye can pick that one too.
Oh. He's so terse with her too. Like he's cute, but he's terse, and it killed me.
Is he playing the part?
He's playing the part. Well, the comment that he makes about it was the only thing in my closet, and she's like,
Yes.
And then and he's like, "Be good" to Wanda, and it felt really like out of place for a sitcom.
like pointed.
He's like, "Be good."
Yeah.
and she even looked like,
Yeah. He was talking with an edge. Like, yeah.
I think what
Very
really highlights
different
that.
vision.
They highlight that.
Different vision in this episode, yeah.
I think what makes that scene really pointed as well is obviously we're in the noise now, so there's no laughing track, so everything feels a bit more
Right.
like pointed.
oh yeah,
More serious. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, my next question is, who is this version of Pedro? Who do you think he is? Is he Mephisto? Which is what a lot of people keep saying. Is he Pedro? Is he Pedro from... I'm sorry, I have Pedro Pascal in my mind.
We all have
I was like,
Pedro
oh.
on our
Pedro
mind.
Pascal crossover. Let's go.
After this week,
Yes.
probably.
Yeah, he's always on my mind. Let's just be... Let's be accurate.
I mean, if you really want to talk about it, we can. I mean,
No, that was Mando Night Live. This is WandaVision Rewind. No crossovers yet. If there's a crossover, it's
You
going to
might
be...
break down at some point. Yeah.
I know.
that's
is
for
this...
Waffles After Dark.
Oh
Yeah,
my
there
god,
you
too
go.
much
Yeah.
waffles after dark. Is it Peter from the X-Men? All right, Maggie can't tell us anything because she knows apparently.
I don't think it is. As much as
think
I
he's-
want it to go that way, like I really do. Like, I mean, obviously Disney and Marvel are like flexing you know what, like saying, "Oh, look, we can do what we want now because
We
we
own
own the almost entire catalog of Marvel characters." So-
Or of everything ever created in the history of
Exactly.
entertainment.
Right, basically, right.
Disney owns
So,
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it could be that. I mean, it'd be really interesting if they took it that route to where, like, it is kind of that, like, she pulled them from that multiverse, and that really kind of goes into Doctor Strange 2, Spider-Man 3, and a lot of other things that we could get into, like the whole, obviously, madness of Multiverse of Madness as Strange's new movie's coming out. So it could, but I want to
Going-
say no, but I don't know.
He says, "I knew you needed me."
Yeah. So in some way, you feel some aspects of his personality as Pietro, his brother, her brother, but in some way he shows this personality from Peter. So hard to say.
The thing is, like, from what I remember of Peter, he doesn't really feel like Peter. He just looks like Peter. So that's why I think they're kind of... I feel like it's a misdirect.
Also, did you guys notice, like, his power doesn't look like the X-Men Quicksilver power. It looks like Pedro's from Age of Ultron's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pedro.
I think it's an X-Men misdirect.
I tend to agree.
I think,
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know. Like, I feel like it could be either way. Like, that's part of the fun is that it obviously is a joke towards the fact that, and they know they're doing it because they made like a kick-ass joke this time.
I love the kick-ass joke.
It's so good.
So meta. Like, wait a minute.
Right.
They're just so just so many. It could,
That was flawless.
look at them.
Babies.
Look at that curly hair.
Both of them, too.
Oh, my
Both of them got the
God.
nice curlies going. Aw.
They look like they could be brothers.
They really do, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Definitely.
I could see that.
And Elizabeth does look like she could be, like, related to Evan. Like, you could see
Yeah.
them being siblings.
Yeah.
And I definitely felt that relationship. I don't know why. I guess I really like watching them both interact together. I don't know if
Really
that's because
loved
we
it.
don't get much of, obviously, her and Aaron Taylor-Johnson in. We only see them Age of Ultron, so...
We saw
get to
them
see
make
a little
out in
bit more.
Godzilla, though.
Oh boy.
Oh.
That's the Ultimates universe. We're not gonna do it.
Oh my god.
That was just weird to see that in the same year.
I was so into this like sibling bonding. And I liked how it paralleled. I mentioned this in my review this morning. I liked how it paralleled Billy and Tommy also kind of like coming into their powers. And then like having these two sets of twins like navigating
cool.
together.
And
Yeah.
I'm the cool twin, and you're like the dorky one. That was fun.
We all have a Patreon slip.
That's right.
Guilty.
Yeah, guilty, like all the time.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think her relationship is with this Pedro? Like, she hexes him when he makes a really off-color joke saying,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
your dead husband can't die again, kind of thing. And she just smacks him across the room, and her kids are like, oh my God. Also, I watched it with the captions on the second time. They're not saying Uncle Pete. They're saying Uncle P.
P. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You're keeping it vague on purpose.
yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, interesting thing he says. He says, unleash hell, demon spawn.
A lot of reference to hell and the devil. Like, what?
Well, we do know where the twins come from in the comics.
I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, too many people are saying it's Mephisto. Like, they're not even in House of M that much. And I'm like, look, listen, any chance I get to shout Mephisto, I'm gonna do it. And you can't just say demon spawn.
Yeah.
He also says that Westview's a hell of a place.
Yep.
Or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's too many puns.
And it's not just this episode, right? Like they've talked about the devil before, and
Yeah.
and
The
all
whole
that.
season.
Yeah, that nothing is accidental.
I think their conversation when they were talking, like on the haystack or whatever, I thought that was really interesting because he was really trying to like, saying, I'm not your husband. You can really talk to me about your problems. So it was like him trying to get maybe information and trying to get her,
That's the thing.
her.
That's what it
trust,
sounded like to me.
So
That's-
could be Mephisto. I'm telling. I mean that's not a far off idea that it could be. I always thought Agnes was maybe, which now I'm kind of changing that whole perception.
I
of who
still-
Oh,
Agnes is.
I still don't trust
that's
her.
the next question. That's the
Okay,
next question.
yeah, that's fair.
We'll get to that. Okay, so I have two things. Okay, so Pedro says, the details are fuzzy. I got shot like a chump in the street for no reason. He saved a kid, and I guess Hawkeye shade.
You had one job.
Hawkeye is not a good reason to die.
No reason.
Next thing I know, I heard you calling me. Could Wanda be calling him from across the multiverse?
Ooh.
Which she's cracking. And some version of her brother, because I think Peter, the X-Men Peter, does love he has a little sister. I don't know if he has a twin sister, but he seems like a nice dude who loves his family, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He also
I have not
mentions
seen
mom and
Phoenix.
dad. He also mentions
haven't
mom
seen
and dad. Like,
Yeah.
he definitely feels that like sibling bond with her.
Yeah.
yeah.
I cracked
But-
up at that Halloween flashback with them when they were young. And
Oh, yeah.
I loved it so much.
that was so
I
funny.
know. Nick Fury and Black Widow? Or what was that?
Yeah.
But remember, Wanda
yeah.
says, I don't remember it that way.
Mhm.
So did that happen?
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Also, what's up with the car in the background? I just noticed it.
It's like, is that the Ghostbuster car?
No, it's too small.
No, okay.
No, it's
But
not
what's
like
going
that.
on with the
steal
front of
wheels
it?
on it?
It looks
typical Sokovian
like
car.
somebody's fixing under the hood.
Next
Yeah.
to like a
Oh.
unkept fire.
Like they live in like clearly a terrible neighborhood.
Yeah,
I
in the
think
middle of
is
a
the
civil
implication
war.
here. In the middle of a civil war, yeah. Still
And they're just
trick-or-treating.
going trick or treating.
A very
like you
American
do.
custom.
Like you like you do in
Like you
Europe.
do in Civil
Yeah,
War
of
torn
course.
Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
I guess.
Totally normal. Happens
Okay.
all the time.
So the other theory that I've seen and I really like is, what if it's not Mephisto? What if this is a misdirect and they're all playing with our mind like Wanda? What if it's Nightmare, an enemy of Doctor Strange? He's an elemental demon who draws the power of dreams from people while they're dreaming. And it seems like people are almost kind of like sleepwalking, playing a part. And he also mentions, hey, were all the kids sleeping beforehand? Were they like in a
that
little
was
coma?
That was a weird comment. Yeah.
So yeah, Nightmare, like, he would be interesting. Again, Elizabeth is going to be in the next Doctor Strange movie. And
Yes.
Pretty sure someone says the word nightmare in this episode.
yeah, I actually have-
Hayward does.
Hayward.
They both do. They say, we
Yeah.
take her out, this whole nightmare ends. And then he says, it's a big leap from giving people nightmares. So, they said the magic word.
They're trying to throw everything at us.
Yeah.
Honestly, but it's all on the table, though. It's all on the table. I mean,
Okay.
Wanda could totally be the villain. Who knows? Like, what if they went that crazy way of like making her like the really actually bad person in this entire thing?
But
without anybody behind
why
it?
would they bring Evan Peters
I agree.
back? Because it doesn't make sense for, like, it's a nod to us, the audience. Unless they're being super meta and they're going to be like, wink, made you look.
I know.
They might be though, because
Right,
like everything
exactly.
about this show is very meta in the
Yeah.
in the way they talk about like casting and camera angles, and like Wanda's editing this and like
Rated up Pietro, yeah.
sort of watching like the language and things like that. Like the whole thing is meta. So if the whole thing was just for us to throw an extra in what we're doing, because they knew we were going to theorize about this.
Yeah.
Throwing a wrench. To
We're
all
going to
the-
do
yeah.
a live stream about it.
Yep.
Yeah, but the thing is, they probably knew that. They know what nerds
I mean,
are like.
we guessed on our first episode of this, she recast Pietro. That like we figured that out. Like it's
Yeah.
such a like it would have been a shame if they hadn't done it.
We knew they were going to the 80s and 90s. We knew Elizabeth Olsen was in Full House, which was about uncles and stuff like that. And even Norhal was like, what if they bring Evan Peters instead? Because sitcoms are always recasting. Okay, next question. Was Agnes sincere in her conversation with Vision when they're at the town line? No. Oh, Maggie's like, no.
This is a tough one.
Which
I
direction?
want to say no too. I really want to.
Okay.
I really want
Okay.
to.
This is the part. This is the part. Wanda won't even let us think about it. She names Wanda.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The first
so,
time.
So can I point out something that Diana, who is in the comments, mentioned in my DMs and made me rethink about it. He calls her Agnes when he has her out of the
Yes.
mind thing, and she doesn't react to it like that's not my name. And she's one of the only characters that doesn't have an alternative name that we know of from the sword base. So I
Right.
still do not trust this woman. And I feel like it was too suspicious that she was out where Vision was, out on the edge of town for no apparent reason. And I'm like, were you following him? Because that was
Right.
like it felt weird. And that she was just like sitting there really, she seemed kind of smug almost.
That
and
like
like,
that.
there was like that little
Yeah.
smirk.
And
Charlie, what were you
was
saying?
even cackling like the wicked.
Witch.
Like this,
Like a
Yeah.
witch.
like a
There's
witch.
definitely something that seems to be happening throughout the episodes, which I thought was very interesting, which is that whoever is in charge of this overall, like, because I don't think Wanda is in charge of all of it. I think it's there to frame her as the villain because it's so easy to with her back history.
Yeah.
If you notice, Agnes is always there when something like someone's drawing attention to what's actually happening. So with Geraldine, she's prodding Vision. She's like, she doesn't come from here. Like, she's not from here.
The
and
dog.
that makes him start thinking. In the last episode,
That
as
was
soon as
sus
Vision
for sure.
starts
Yeah.
getting through to Wanda, Peter turns up. And now she's kind of like, oh no, look, there's the doorway. If you leave there, that would be a shame. Meanwhile, Peter's like keeping Wanda grounded in this reality. So I do think maybe she's behind this, kind of. And also, everyone else can't talk. But she was talking, even though she was stuck in that place. She
Right.
was talking to
Yes.
Vision.
They were completely frozen. She wasn't.
Yes.
And she's also been the only character, aside from Herb, kind of, that seems aware of what's happening
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
completely unconcerned. She was there when the children grew up, and she's just like sitting back, having a drink.
It's like, yeah.
She's sus.
Yeah.
Also, okay.
And
This
that
That's an
part.
Avenger. I love this.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, she recognizes him, and she tells him he's dead, which is a weird. I guess you could argue, okay, she just came out of like some mind thing, and she's like, "Yeah, you're dead" or something like that. But she keeps going, "Dead, dead, dead." That
Yes.
was super
That
creepy.
was weird. That was weird.
That was really weird.
Okay, my question is, how does Vision know about his Avengers outfit if he doesn't remember his Avengers self?
But does he know about his Avengers outfit? Does it not just change when he leaves town or tries to leave town?
No, because at that point he had already changed into his cape and his like outfit.
I think legally he's not allowed to wear his birthday suit.
Oh man, I was hoping that was for next week.
Maybe it's like one of those.
That's just his default look.
That's like his default look, like of what he shifts into when he's not wearing clothes to like fool people.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
a computer when you have a default browser and a default
Wallpaper.
everything.
Yeah.
That's his
wallpaper.
screensaver look.
You
There you
know,
go.
Filled.
I want to know if Wanda has ever played Sims, because this whole town feels like a Sims town because people have like multiple outfits and she just goes in and changes them for the event and then it's like, and now do things.
And then you can turn off your NPCs if your computer can't handle too much. And
Yep.
that's what Wanda freaking does. She freezes everything.
Yeah, that reminds me of X-Men 2, when
Oh, yeah.
Professor X freezes everything when Pyro starts burning that guy.
Okay. I have a few things. Okay. Who wants to punch Hayward? Because that's me. Yeah, all of us. Okay. What do you think Hayward's final plan is? Is he just like wanting to take out Wanda to save people, to be nice?
No.
Currently,
He wants
but-
vision. He wants the
He wants
vibranium.
vision. If he thinks if he gets rid of Wanda, the illusion drops and he can take what's left of Vision and make that weapon, because they had Vision, so they're probably working on something already.
Yeah. The cataracts. And it says underneath there, you can see it's like tiny. It says classified weapons intel.
Can
So
I just say, sorry, go ahead.
Cataracts, blurred vision in the
Yeah.
eyes. Oh, so
Like,
creative.
I get that it's clever because like Vision, I'm gonna call it cataracts, but if you call it like fluffy pink bunny, like nobody's gonna think twice that this is associated with Vision.
Yeah.
But he had to go make it as on the nose as possible without actually being like top secret Vision project. So really, this is on him.
And they literally changed their name to Sentient Weapon.
yeah,
Exactly.
that's what Monica said.
So I mean that makes sense to why he was
Oh, that's
tracking Vision instead of Wanda.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's us.
yeah.
And who, Maggie, was it you who was saying that Wanda is actually fulfilling visions?
That was me echoing what Diana had been talking to me about in the DMs.
Yes. So, because they were obviously wanting to use him as a weapon, which he did not want to happen.
And it was so pointed that Hayward was like, he didn't want to become a weapon. But
Yeah, but he
clearly they were
twisted it.
doing something. Like,
Oh my God. When Hayward brought up Maria's mother,
He was
low.
So even.
that was too far.
Gonna fight him.
low blow.
Gonna fight him.
Can we
I
just like
have F Hayward. I wrote that down. F Hayward. That's
Charlie,
all
what
I
were you
wrote.
going to say?
can we shout out to Jimmy, who is a defender of
Yes.
like he's
Yes.
definitely in charge of
Yeah.
like, whatever union the FBI have in this universe.
No, he's precious. I
Can
mean,
we
I
also
love
shout
him.
out Darcy's expressions in every scene?
Yes.
Because she's making faces in all of them.
Dr. Darcy Lewis. We love her very much.
What's that quote she says? Like the guy in charge of the death squad got attacked by the ring. I love
Yeah.
it so much.
And he's like, "Do you work for me?" And she's like, "I don't know." And I tweeted that in my first full-time job for 5 months, I didn't know who my boss was. I was not 100% sure. So I was just nice to everybody. I was like, yeah.
ooh.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Crazy theory. Hayward wants Vision's body to access the old Ultron's mainframe to create sentience for eventual mutants and other
That's
superpowered
deep.
beings.
That's deep.
That's
I like
a
it.
good theory because I was saying in like the DMs earlier, he certainly has some sort of issue with superheroes. and
Definitely does.
He
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
lived through the 5 years. So everyone else, they haven't been through his shoes, I guess. But also, he's had 5 years to develop this with Vision. He's had the body for 5 years. So God knows what he's been doing with it. If he does have an issue with super beings, and Wanda is affecting people on a molecular level, if she does do the opposite of House of M and creates more mutants, I mean, this is like the starting ground for people to be like, look, we're actually angry of what happened. And it doesn't have to be just people before the snap, but afterwards who were like, look, I lost everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are people, like, I'm really interested, and I'm glad they're bringing this up, because having half the population gone for 5 years, it's
Oh, yeah.
a huge impact. And we
Yeah,
just see, like, Monica's loses her mother within that time, and she wasn't there. But also, do everyday people blame the Avengers for what happened at Thanos? Do they
Yes.
blame them for not stopping him?
Like
in
Chance
Wakanda.
said, yeah.
Perhaps because
Absolutely should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like a
Okay.
50-50 thing. Like, I think some people like, obviously, like, look, Tony Stark's, like, because we see, like, all the graffiti in
Yeah.
Far From Home, so everyone's sort of, I think, grateful for Tony Stark and stuff like that. But I'm sure there are people that are like, look, I lost.
You know
five-
who? You know who isn't grateful for Tony Stark? I think Wanda.
You're not wrong, Maggie. You're not
I
wrong.
think she might not like him.
Wanda's like, if he wasn't dead, I'd kill him again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Her
Just bring.
grandfather-in-law you're talking about.
Well, he called her weapons of mass destruction. So
Yeah, they did not have a good relationship.
Like
even
Stark and
afterwards.
Hayward might get along.
Probably.
Okay, so what did you guys think of the commercial? It was very 90, like late 90s. It reminded me of the shark bite snacks. Did you guys ever have those? It was
yeah.
disgusting.
yes, I
But
know.
it freaked the shit
And
out of
yogurt.
me.
Yo,
Yeah,
like,
and yogurt. Yeah.
That was,
Yo Magic, the snack for survivors.
it terrified me, the commercial.
yeah,
I was
It
like, I
showed a
don't-
child dying.
I
Yeah,
know.
I'm like, this is so
It's
cute. This
messed up.
reminds me of my of the commercials you see as a kid. And then it's like not opening the yogurt container. I'm like, what is this, like a joke? And then their face starts to decay. I'm like, I was
know.
getting increasingly more horrified. And then this kid just dies. I'm like, oh, good.
Yeah.
Good
We were
morning
left
to
with a
me.
skull. Yes.
Okay, so this is my theory off this commercial is someone is feeding off Wanda's magic.
Oh.
I
The
like
snacks, the snack for survivors. That's the
Yo Magic.
Now makes me wonder, now that you say that, Candace, if Yo Magic is a snack for survivors, what survivor is feeding off of Wanda?
yes,
Hey,
And-
we still don't know who's in the witness protection.
yeah.
We don't.
It's true.
And also, it
And
gave
why?
me some vibes when the little kid just end up with the skull, like Red Skull, Wormer, Soulstone.
Waiting, waiting there for.
Yeah.
It did
Forever.
It gave me like the sort of like the monkey paw situation where this kid gets what he wants, but he can't have eternal happiness because he can't open it.
So
there's
he
always
has to
that one.
renounce his wish. Oh, crap.
Exactly.
Normal. Stop
to
bringing up
Pedro.
random movies.
Life could be good, but it could be better.
Good better.
That was also my theory for Peter. Like, is it like a sort of a Chris Pine situation where Evan Peters was walking around and now he has the soul of Aaron Taylor
Pietro.
Johnson?
Oh.
Well, that would be kick-ass.
Oh.
Hey-o.
Okay, so here is my next question. What do you think is going on with Maria's body and like how it's changing? That sounds like a
Monica's
puberty
body.
question.
Monica?
Monica. Did I say
Oh.
Maria? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Maria and it's making me sad still.
Proton.
When you said what's going on with Maria's body, I'm like, does Sword have it? Like, I thought I'd missed something.
Sorry. I was getting
Proton.
sad because I was thinking about what Monica said afterwards and she's like, yeah, blood change goes to remission. And I was thinking about,
Yeah.
I got sad again.
Yes.
Yes. Proton.
Yeah, this is definitely. I agree with Maggie. It's definitely the start of her becoming.
Superhero.
Yeah.
So I loved, because I watched this with my mom, who knows very little about this, but she like immediately after this was like, so is she going to be a superhero now? So it's even for people who aren't familiar with where her character goes in the comics, I think it's on the nose.
Okay, and the thing is, I'm wondering if people like are in the town, are they going to be mutants now?
Is
That's what I was
Darcy?
thinking.
Is Darcy?
Darcy!
Oh my
Okay.
God.
See, I
Darcy
wonder
gets
if-
powers.
I
Yes.
wonder if you
Girl,
have to
girl.
go through it because obviously we know Monica went through it twice. She was sucked in and then got sucked out. Is it because she went through the thing twice? And if you just go through once, you're kind of okay. If you go through twice, it really jacks up your whole molecular
The
stuff. I
exposure.
don't know. Yeah,
Well, she'll necessarily have to go through twice, like get back out, right?
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, we see Darcy being enveloped by it, so it's at least once. So that's what the whole town went through, too. Okay, and going back to our not Wanda, because Wanda said she doesn't remember how this started. She said, I was feeling lonely. I was alone. And that's like all she remembers. So it feels, and also just like we were saying before, it feels too obvious to just have it all Wanda from the start.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
because of her trauma.
Her suppressed trauma.
Therapy people.
Can I just talk about how Evan Peters looks really good in this look? And it's
Maggie, no.
Man-child.
You're not wrong, Maggie.
I know I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong. I agree.
Do you like this look?
Yeah, I could work with it.
I don't hate it.
I like that
I
look
don't
less.
hate it either. Yeah.
I was
I
so
mean,
tempted
I
to
can
do
make
that.
it work.
Yeah, so that's what he says why his looks changed, is because I wouldn't want to be reminded of the past either.
Can we? I know.
Whoa.
I'm
Then
sure
we
you
get
have this.
reminded. Yeah.
Do you have it? Do you have the traumatizing photo, Candace?
Oh, no.
Oh, I put them together.
Wow!
Oh.
It's so beautiful.
Oh.
I know.
I will say
Marvel
the
zombies.
from this angle, like the Pietro, because you can't really see how dead his eyes are, is a little less like dead Pietro and a little more Edward Cullen.
I was about to say
Yes,
that.
like a vampire, like Billy said.
Like just when it's
I
not
mean-
quite so close that you can't see his dead eyes, like it looks like Edward Cullen. A little bit.
His
Yeah.
cataracts?
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about also, are the townspeople becoming more aware? Because, like, one is doing straight up magic in front of them. And Herb says, do you want something changed when
Yes.
Wanda finds out that Vision isn't on Neighborhood Watch?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Also, this costume on her brought back so many memories because when I was a child in school in the 90s, actually would have been 2001-ish. My dad was Frankenstein and my mom was a fortune teller at my school.
Was she this
Halloween
kind of
party.
fortune teller?
She
A
did have a
Vulcan?
cape. She was supposed to be like Eastern European fortune teller.
Nice.
So
I love how they cover that. And, like, Vision's a Mexican wrestler.
Me gusta mucho.
With a bright red face, which I'm not sure how common that is in Mexican wrestling.
They sometimes do face paint.
also, what's
But
up
like
with
that?
his ear?
No,
What's
they
up with
don't.
his ear? Look
They-
at his
they
ear.
He's
They
got
use
beats
a
on.
mask.
the beats on.
Like,
Charlie.
what's going on with his ear there?
I don't know.
He looks like a
Oh,
robot.
well, he always has, like, that kind of stuff.
It's his like thing, right? His
I know,
robot ear?
but it looked like he had his human face on with red paint on, not his. Because the
He
paint
put
color
red
is
paint
different.
on his robot face.
Mm.
Interesting.
So many questions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Can I just? There was another thing that I thought that they didn't do, and I wonder if somewhere hidden in the background. I'm surprised they didn't do the like Yoda Halloween costume trick.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
use generic mostly.
It was
Oh.
super generic.
I realized I was muted when I asked my question.
I know. I was like, Candace isn't talking, so I'm going to fill the silence. With
Thank
a
you.
weird
I appreciate
comment.
it. I was like, what is she talking about? She's not bringing it up.
Awesome.
Okay, so the twins get their powers in this episode, and they're the first people in this universe to be born with powers,
Oh.
like mutants.
Mhm.
Yes.
They got that M count.
Oh.
Bad Maggie. She had to remove her for a second.
What?
Did you kick her out?
She did, but I can add myself back.
Forgot
my
Maggie
God.
has the power. Okay,
I
stop
want
referencing.
mutants so bad, but I still think we're a couple like a 2024, 2025 maybe is when maybe we'll see like our first kind of mutants, but they're definitely setting something up for sure.
They're
in this.
definitely setting up the Young Avengers.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're
Yeah,
setting
yeah,
stuff
100%.
up.
Gotta love Tommy and Billy.
Yeah.
And they're great. Those
Yes.
actors are amazing.
Mhm.
Their stories are fantastic as well.
I know.
They're really good for 10-year-olds, these two
Yeah.
actors.
Yeah.
They sold the early 2000s sitcom thing.
And that emotional scene where he can sense
He's
Vision.
that. Yes.
Mhm.
So good.
Yeah.
They're so good.
And yeah, seeing Wanda do magic in the
Oh.
costume. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
cool.
amazing.
Look, I know that the woman was crying earlier when she was doing the
Yeah, closer to the edge of the town.
Oh, Yeah, like the tear rolling slowly.
like just cast me. I'll be a background. I don't care. Like I can be there forever.
I I can be an NPC in Wanda's world.
Yeah, just I just want to be close to her. Is all.
Just sobbing while doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go through some Easter eggs. Okay, so the episode's
many.
title is All New Halloween Spooktacular. And on a lot of Marvel comics, they will say All New on there. So that's kind of like a little thing. And then in the first issue of the second The Vision and Scarlet Witch series, it took place on Halloween night. So we got that.
Agnes dressed up like a witch,
Yeah.
And with gray hair. Like,
like Agatha.
yeah. Like,
And that cackle. Oh,
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Chilling.
and there
Oh.
was a huge black cat, like inflatable. So
Back in episode 4, Darcy says, we got a full clown car.
oh my god. Great.
Ooh, that was amazing.
And now she's stuck in the circus.
Oh,
I wonder what
I-
she came into when she got
Yeah,
there.
I think she might be a sassy waitress, just trying to get by in life.
If
Girls,
they do
yes.
that, I would.
I
Oh my
will
god, it'd be
lose
so
my
funny.
mind.
Yeah, if they go that route and go that meta, it'd be hilarious. It
And
would
she's
just
like, I'm a
be-
waitress again.
yeah,
like really?
I would love it so much. I kind of want it to
Waitress,
happen. now.
another. I
Yeah,
know that's the
I was thinking about that too. If they put her in the her old show, that'd be so funny. That
So,
would
like,
be
going
funny.
back to Peter, he says it's not like your dead husband can die twice. We talked about this. This doesn't seem like what either of them would say ever, because that's really cruel.
It felt
I
like
know.
very sitcom-y though.
The
Like
other
he's trying to
thing,
make light
though-
of it.
But then the other thing about him not feeling right is when he tells her, like, you can talk to me, what he says is, I'm not your husband. He doesn't say I'm your brother.
I'm not a stranger. I'm not your husband.
I'm not a stranger. I'm not your husband.
And also
But he doesn't
earlier,
say I'm your brother. You
Yeah.
can talk to me, which you would think would be the more natural thing to say.
Like, yeah, hey, I'm your twin brother. I've known you since utero. What's
Yeah,
up?
like if you're gonna do that kind of like sitcom, you're like, hey, little sis, like the way like no sibling ever talks ever. Like he would make reference to that. He would say I'm your brother, but he doesn't, which is another thing tied back to the fact that I don't think
No.
he's Pietro or Peter.
and
It's just
earlier
somebody else
on,
entirely.
she asks him a pointed question, just like, "Oh, do you remember when we was at the orphanage?" And he goes, "Oh, you're quizzing
You're
me."
testing
But he-
me.
He
But he never
doesn't.
answered the question.
Yeah.
No.
I know.
Oh, and
Delicious.
That's us.
Also, I do appreciate this moment.
Oh,
What happened,
the-
Jackson? What happened to yours?
That was
Yeah.
Pietro was all of us.
Can I just talk about these two look more like twins than Aaron Taylor Johnson?
Thank you. I was
Yeah.
about to say
Yeah.
that.
they
Like,
kinda-
Elizabeth
I
Olsen
agree.
and Aaron Taylor Johnson look like husband and wife.
Yeah.
That's a different Wanda and Pietro that we do not talk about.
The
That,
Lannisters.
the Lannisters.
that is canon in some universes.
Don't
Like
remind
I
me.
flicking his fingernails at people. So good.
There is okay. Some people say that the commercial might be like referring to Vision. That it's magic, magic brought him back to life, but he won't like stay alive long.
Oh no.
I mean, we
I
did see
hope
him
not.
pulling apart and
I know.
not dissimilar from a kid disintegrating.
Not. It reminded me so much of the scene in Infinity War that it hurt me.
I don't understand why you keep torturing us.
Yeah,
If
Candace.
I am sad, you shall all be sad.
like you're falling with
That's
me.
how this works.
That's why I have friends.
To make us sad.
like
To make us sad with me.
I'm sad. You'll be sad with me.
So, so what is everyone's thoughts on like that? Does everyone think that he can't exist outside the bubble, or because I assumed it was because the bubble was just forcing him in the same way it's forcing people to not think about it. But I didn't think of it as him not existing outside of it. And other people are saying it is.
I
don't know.
agree, Charlie, only because I feel like if he couldn't exist outside the bubble, then the second he stepped out of the bubble, he would have just dropped.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
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 But I think it's sort of partially probably Wanda or whoever's controlling it, I guess, not wanting him to leave.
Mhm.
And then also, too, maybe to get out, you do need a level of protection because when she sent Monica out, she was like wrapped in magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's how she pushed through it. And even then, her cells changed on a molecular level. So maybe you kind of need that buffer to step outside the bubble.
Okay, if you guys noticed in the movie theater, they're playing The Incredibles and The Parent Trap. The Incredibles is actually why I was like, maybe this isn't like the late 90s, but the actual 2000s, because The Incredibles came out in 2004, and it's about a family of superheroes, including a kid that goes really, really fast. And then The Parent Trap is about twins that are trying to get their estranged parents back together. And there's so many movies about twins that made me think that maybe Wanda's like projecting this, like, okay, her vision aren't in a good place right now. Maybe she's hoping like the twins will get them back together. I don't know.
I did see someone point out on Twitter too that it is a parent that has them all trapped there.
Oh.
Which I thought was
I like that.
Was that the original Parent Trap in the background that was playing?
We don't know. Is it the Lindsay Lohan version or?
I didn't know if it was like
Classic.
the classic one.
Because it was black and white, and I was trying to figure out if it was a horror film or The Parent Trap. Which, if
the original Parent Trap isn't in black and white though.
I know. I was talking about this film was in black and white, so I was wondering what was going on there.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out what it was.
Could just be like a horror movie, like a Halloween scare.
Yeah,
scare, whatever
zombies
it's called.
and
Oh my gosh, I think we've actually went through everything. Okay, so what do you think is going to happen next? Are we going to be in like the later 2000s? Are we going to get like our Modern Family episode?
How many episodes do we have left?
3.
Three.
I don't want it to end.
I'm curious to know who's the aerospace engineer friend of Monica's.
Yes. A lot of people are saying Reed Richards.
Yep.
From
That was
Fantastic
another thing,
Four.
because The Incredibles, I was like,
Oh, that's a good point.
Fantastic Four?
Yes. The Incredibles' only good Fantastic Four movie. What?
We're going to see, what's his name? Dr. Doom show up next week.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Wait, which Doctor Doom though?
Which one?
All of them. Why not?
Yeah, just bring all of
The
them.
Spider-Man route.
So there for it.
I feel like next week is our last sitcom week.
Yeah, I think next week is Modern Family.
Yes.
I think it's like Modern Family, and then everything's gonna go haywire, and then one episode to wrap it up and set up those cameos for the next Marvel phase.
Yeah.
Like that's probably how it's gonna go.
Do we know if this is going to be like another? Was this a one-time series?
One and done.
This was a one and done. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If this is what they're doing with all their shows, I like that. Just kind of like a one season,
Like a mini
Like one
series.
event,
It's kind of
yeah.
like
a mini series. Set it up, tell your story, move on. Don't try to drag this on for years.
I feel like it has to set up Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, it's supposed to, right? Isn't that what's supposed to directly set up events that are going to happen within Doctor Strange and I think Spider-Man 3, if I'm not
Spider-Man
mistaken.
3, yeah.
Yeah.
Even though Tom Holland has denied that Tobey Maguire or...
First
I
of
feel
all,
like they just
Lying.
don't tell
They
you.
didn't
Right.
tell, they didn't
Marvel-
tell
Yeah,
you.
I think they
tell
just
him in
lie
the
to
first
him.
place.
They lie to him.
They're like, no, that's not what this is.
Be like, no, you have hurt us too many times, Tom Holland.
Hey guys,
With your
it's me.
big
And
mouth.
I'll hurt you again.
They're not even lying to
Guys.
him. They're just like, no, those rumors are all false. Here's what's happening,
yeah.
and that's it.
And then he's
he'll
going to
find
see
out
the
when he shows
movie
up
and
to
he's going to
work.
be like,
That's not what I filmed.
Wait, that's not the stand-in that I worked with. You feel just
That's
to
Willem
keep me from
Dafoe.
knowing.
You're not familiar, mate.
I'm wondering if it's Rhodey.
That'd be great. 'cause
I would
someone
like
mentioned
that.
As
Oh,
well.
that'd
could
be a
be.
nice connection.
Someone using Vision's body could be a good setup for Armor Wars. Like people using Stark tech and things that Tony created. Maybe that's what
Yes.
kicks off Rhodey's
Yes.
mission.
Yeah.
Because there's rumors that Rhodey's going to be in The Falcon and Winter Soldier, but maybe people got that mixed up and it's actually this.
Could be.
That would be fantastic.
Okay, and we talked a little bit about this when we were off air. I was like, why don't we talk about this here? Paul Bettany said there's a surprise actor cameo that is someone who he's always wanted to work with.
It's Luke Skywalker.
Mark Hamill.
Not Mark Hamill. It's Luke Skywalker.
Somebody pointed out that even though it's not the thing probably, but that like Mark Hamill has voiced characters for like Nightmare and other characters, and they're like, wouldn't that be like absolutely hilarious though?
That would be
It's Mark
fantastic.
Oh
Hamill.
yeah, he in the
Sebastian
90s, he did a
Stan.
lot of the.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
I know.
Bucky?
Amazing.
With the photoshopped haircut.
Yeah, I was trying to think of who that could be. I mean, if we go back to like, introducing mutants and we're pulling, she's pulling those strings from a multiverse. What if you brought in like maybe either Ian or Patrick as Xavier or Magneto, or Fassbender or McAvoy as one of those?
I just can't picture Evan Peters having been this person that Paul Bettany's always wanted to work with.
Right. No,
but he has worked with Ian McKellen, so that one's like off the table. And I think he's worked with Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, but
he hasn't been in a scene with.
But he and Ian McKellen weren't in the same location for the Da Vinci Code. They might have met at movie related stuff. But they did. Maybe that's why he wants to work with Ian McKellen, because they were in the same movie and never got to do a scene together.
Actually, I solved it. It's Grogu. He's going to be taking the recast.
Look up, wow.
Okay,
Oh my God.
And you just want to say stupid things like Ian McKellen when clearly you had the answer all along.
I know.
How dare you, Candace?
They can only be one baby in the Disney Plus.
Baby. I know.
And that's Baby Vision.
So did they say that it was in person? That he had
that they had the scene together. That's what I made it sound like. Not like he was just like,
He's here too.
Because I was kind of really hoping we get to see James Spader at least once, but I guess
it could be James Spader.
Wanted James Spader as like Vision's father, and he's like the father-in-law to Wanda, and they have like some disagreements.
We still have next week.
Modern Family is the perfect setup for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have Peter or Pedro, and then like it's like the uncle.
You can have the dog back.
Or if it's that really awkward episode of The Office when they go to Michael's house. But with like Ultron.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I am so ready for the Modern Family themed episode, because I love Modern Family. It's like one of my favorite sitcoms. And every time I see that clip of Wanda talking to the camera and she looks so much like Claire, like kind of disheveled, like suburban mom, I just like...
She's like case of the Mondays.
Classic Claire.
That would be fantastic.
I really hope Darcy gets like integrated into the family somehow. Because she's kind of part of the Avengers family, being like buds with Thor.
Well, what
if Uncle B is trying to hit on her?
Yes, I'm into this. Here for this.
Yes! Tierner, we're on the same.
Look at this poor girl. Everybody, ship with everybody.
You know what? He moves fast too. We know that.
That's not good though. We don't want.
No, we don't want fast.
What about that random?
He moves fast until you don't want him to.
Wait,
I'm sorry, Charlie. What were you saying? We interrupted you with inappropriate.
That poor random British dude from 14.
Oh yeah, Ian something like her intern. She took advantage of him. The intern's intern.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's moved on to his own doctoral program.
He got to make out with Kat Dennings. He's fine.
He's fine.
Do we think that Doctor Strange will show up at the end of the series?
Yes.
That could be it.
Right?
That could be it, because Vision did not. Paul has not worked with Benedict.
It could be as simple as that.
Yeah, that could be it.
I would think it'd be bigger, but I mean, that could be it though.
I'm sorry, you think Benedict, whatever.
Wow.
Well, Candace, I think that's enough for tonight.
I cannot say his name.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
I'm used to people messing it up on purpose, so I forgot how to say it.
Madness.
Oh no.
Where's Alberto when we need him right now? Where's Alberto?
Somebody send him just that clip.
Yeah, someone clip that out, please.
Get him to record his expression with it, right?
Yes,
his
we need
reaction.
a reaction.
Get him to do a
Alberto.
reaction, TikTok reaction.
Live reaction video.
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch?
Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I don't say his name very often. Not as much as I say Pedro Pascal.
There you go. That rolls off the tongue a little easy.
It does. It just goes. I mean, you don't think he's big enough for Paul to admire? He's an Oscar-nominated actor.
No, I mean, I just couldn't.
What? Oh, is he big enough, Maggie?
No, Tiernan's fine.
Oh God, I'm making this now. That's pretty good.
Good.
Thanks, Tracy.
Oh. Oh dear.
On that note,
Waffles After Dark.
The
yeah, this is just a
parody.
preview of Waffles After Dark, where I say mysteriously inappropriate things about actors' names.
Charlie, you'll have to come back for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm riveting.
He's already
Charlie's
scared.
in 100%.
No, Charlie can take it.
He's in.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's in.
I love a good Benedict. You know what I mean?
I can't believe I said that. I don't even. I had
This is what was so
Benedict.
perfect. You said it so confidently.
It was so perfect
You were
and so like
100%.
confident and almost
100%.
dismissive. Like, ugh, Benedict. Like, whatever his name. It was so dismissive.
such a weird name. It's so many syllables. Why is it so many syllables?
Like Benedict, eggs Benedict.
Do you think I'm fancy enough for that?
Oh, a
That's
lot of
why,
syllables. It's the same number of syllables as my
gosh.
name.
That's why Paul wanted to work with him.
No, you have like 4 syllables,
Arzu. Benedict.
Benedict. No, his full name. His full name.
Oh, no, his full name is too long.
Yes, exactly. That's the problem. Is it's too much. I was gonna say something else, and then I was like,
His name is too long.
"It's too much." I was about to say it's too much for my mouth. But that's Waffle After Dark talk.
Hey, Charlie, what time is it for you right now?
Right.
It's literally 9 minutes till 4 a.m.
Oh my god,
no.
I'm really sorry, Charlie.
No, I love this. I love
No,
hearing
this
about,
that's actually the perfect time for this kind of talk. So we're good.
Yeah.
It's all tracks.
I was thinking about it anyway. It's fine.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
I love how Candace is like, everybody behave.
Yeah.
Here's a palette cleanser.
Wow.
Candace, please.
There we go. I changed the
Oh.
subject.
Ah.
But the fact that Peter, shut up, Maggie. He's dead too. Okay, sorry.
I know.
And the same way. Okay. I'm really interested to see like how this goes with the X-Men universe.
I think we're, like I said, I think we're a little bit a ways from it, but I think this is setting up everything for them to be introduced 100% for sure.
Yeah. Tyrion's not behaving in the comments. Do not put that comment up, Maggie.
Are they talking about
Feels
me?
like a challenge.
Oh gosh.
I don't think there's any way of perfectly introducing the mutants as they are in the comics. You can't go, oh look, we actually existed since since before time. You know, you're gonna have to just do it this way.
Yeah, if they like break down realities and realities are
Or even like Wanda, if you walk through I mean, it could be a point during the finale where maybe she has to push the barrier so hard it's worldwide.
I know that we saw that clip from one of the trailers of Wanda and Vision inside of their very modern looking house, and the walls start like pixelating out. Like
Right.
something's happening with the barrier. So I wonder if that's, like you're saying, Charlie, that pushing it past the limits.
or she's just losing control because she went too far.
Isn't there that one bit in the trailer too where she's like in her Modern Family changing the TV?
Yes.
Yes, that's
For me, that's
So
I think next week is actually going to be like an origin episode where we see her. She's in like the pajamas, like the Modern Family style, because she's grieving, and then we see her like realize what she can do. And that
the
scene where
start
she's
of
like
it, okay.
floating with Vision is she's just brought him back, and she's like, "Oh, cool."
and then it's like because we can do sitcoms,
Oh.
why not
Exactly.
jump back kind of thing? Oh,
Yeah.
Like a
interesting.
flashback. Wow.
I like that.
Yeah,
Interesting.
we see her get Vision's body. We find out that she learns what
Yeah.
they're doing to him.
Because we've only got
And-
3 episodes left, and they said that the last
Yeah.
part is going to be like a big sort of like fight. So I feel like you have to sort of go into the origin now, otherwise.
Yeah, figure out like how that started, how she went from Tony Stark's funeral to seeing Hawkeye's bad haircut to getting Vision's body to
The
go into New
haircut
Jersey.
is the villain origin story.
That sent her over the edge.
Look, I'm just saying, if it's the same haircut that Ted Cruz is currently rocking, it's not good.
Ooh.
No.
There's going to be a scene in the next episode where she has another jump scare where she turns around and you just see bits of hair on the floor.
she says, "No more Hawkeye haircuts."
No more
Wait,
Hawkeye.
No more.
What if Pietro's like, I'm doing a new haircut?
And
And she just
Like,
starts screaming.
Hawkeye, terrible hair.
No more Leno.
no.
So how far do you think the perimeter has been expanded this week? We know that Hayward
No more
and,
Jersey.
like all of New Jersey, did they get
I
out?
think so.
Okay, that's what I said. I said, wow, she just took over New Jersey.
So it's
Yes.
Monica, Jimmy, Hayward, and 2 other sword agents.
Yeah.
They're the only ones. And also, I would like to say, I can't say that word. It was a bad move on the sword people to just like leave Darcy there.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's so different than
Yes.
Shield. If you think about like when we see Darcy with Shield, they're like helping like the town evacuate when
Yeah.
Loki's big robot monster, I think it was.
Let's
Yeah.
just
Right.
let's
The
just
Guardian,
say
Sentinel.
Hayward's Benedict.
Yes.
Hayward is no Coulson. He doesn't
Exactly.
care.
Why am I
Yeah.
putting
Well
a
done,
K
man.
on that?
I'm just saying a name.
You
Because
guys, I grew up with a speech impediment. Stop making fun of
Me
me.
too.
Yes, it makes me sound make names really inappropriate. It was very awkward when I was 6.
Oh.
When you were 6.
Oh, Candace.
Oh. Yeah.
Do we think
Um,
Monica really is? I mean, she is shady with Auntie Carol now. Like, she does not like being here.
Yeah,
running
there's-
and-
I'm like, what happened?
Hayward
Monica-
drop named her, said, "Oh, I'm glad your mother's dead."
Oh, that was a low blow.
Monica blames Auntie
Monica's
Carol
face.
Yeah,
for not bringing her
that's-
back fast enough for her to be with her mom. That's
yeah,
what
I,
it is.
I agree. She's
Or maybe
gonna have
Carol
that
wasn't
thing
there for
around.
her mom. She found out like Auntie
Yeah.
Carol wasn't there when her mom was dying. When
Yeah.
like
yeah, or
It could
she
be both. It could be like, not only did she not bring me back, she wasn't even here for my mom. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or there for her. right,
Because
for
we
that
find
matter.
out like Rocket's like, "Where are you?" And she's like, "You guys aren't the only universe or planet that needs help." So
which is like, valid, but that doesn't matter much to Monica.
yeah.
Exactly.
But there's also there's the 5-year gap, so I guess maybe she was there for her.
Yeah,
her
we don't
mum.
know.
But beforehand, she.
Yeah.
I think what the thing will be is that maybe Monica reached out to Carol and she didn't show up, and then once the snap happened, she did show up, and so she was there for Maria, and that's why she has the haircut. But because she didn't get there on time and she didn't get there when Monica reached out, she maybe could have stopped Thanos from even snapping that, and then she could have said goodbye to her mom.
Yeah, because they were arguing which one, like if Scarlet Witch or Captain Marvel could have defeated.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't Monica and Carol have like a rivalry in the comics when she takes over the mantle as Captain Marvel for a period of time, and then Carol wants the name back, and she swatches. Wow, I can't talk now.
Didn't
Switches
say a dirty
over.
word though, so you're
Yeah.
good.
Switches over to using proton, or what is it? Pulsar.
Photon. Well,
Photon.
There's
Photon,
Pulsar.
yeah.
Pulsar is one too.
Yeah,
One of
because
her-
Photon's also Maria in the comics, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
I think Monica uses Pulsar for a period of time as well. So I wonder if that's setting up some B plot and the new Captain Marvel movie.
too.
Yeah.
Woohoo. Okay, I still think Agnes is sus.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
A friend of ours, Laura, said that she thinks that it's going to be maybe a mix of Mephisto and Nightmare. So that's kind of interesting.
That would kind of be on brand for the MCU, because it's not like them to directly adapt a comic arc, like they'll pull from it. So to mix the two would be pretty on brand for the MCU.
Or what if Nightmare and Mephisto are working together? We need.
Or even if it's Agatha and Mephisto mixed
Yeah,
up.
Agatha's definitely in the mix somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Because someone meant I've got like a WandaVision show as well, and we mentioned talking about maybe, what if Catherine Hahn is Mephisto? I desperately want to see her wearing a whole red outfit, showing up in Spider-Man 3, and convincing Tom Holland to give up his marriage. Like walking in like, hey,
Is he
everyone,
gonna be
I'm
old enough to be married by then?
I know.
I'm sure legally he's technically like what,
But also
30
that-
now?
Also, that comic is like very much hated, though.
Oh yes, that's why I thought it would be funny.
Yeah. That would be
Just like,
interesting.
Hey everyone, I'm the devil.
Also, Catherine Hahn was Doc Ock in
Yes.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
So what if she just Doc Ock?
Yeah.
Do the Evan Peters thing, yeah.
Wait,
Recap.
if they do that, that means that Oscar Isaacs exists in this universe. Because
Yes.
also that means that Jake
He's
Johnson
gonna
exists.
anyway with Moon Knight coming up.
And
know.
Chris Pine.
Mm-hmm.
There
And
you go.
Nick Miller.
Okay,
Awesome.
that's just all of them. Okay, well, I'm really sad there's only 3 episodes left. I'm very happy that I didn't get to talk about this. We got Falcon and Winter Soldier after this, so we're good.
Yeah.
Just keep it coming, Disney. Keep it coming. We got nothing else in our lives right now.
Nothing
Being
to
brutally
add.
honest. We are locked up. Okay. Anyway, you can find me online at thegeekywaffle.com, geeky_waffle. Arzi, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Arzuamin, podcasting on the Geeky Waffle with Candace, and at my site, arzud2.com.
And you can find me on Twitter at this username right here, Maggie of the Town. And you can find me writing over at Your Money Geek.
Lauren, you can find me at Loro Knows, obviously, right there, and on the Galactic Podcast.
Awesome. Well, always a pleasure. You can find me at Norhal on Twitter too.
I'm Charlie. You can find me on Twitter at CMWASHBY. I also have a Star Wars podcast called the Imperial Senate Podcast, and I have a show on YouTube called PonderVision.
Awesome. Oh, okay, and one last thing. Hayward asks, who's the sassy best friend? And I say, they're all each other's sassy best friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like to add that and say, those 3 need a TV show together where they go and solve
God,
Now.
like superpower crimes or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week at 10 p.m. Bye.
Bye.